10 Unbelievable Future Aircraft Technologies. Number 10. Transparent Airbus. Imagine the next time you get on a flight, you see everything outside, and the sky is all around you, because you're inside a see-through plane. The Airbus transparent plane doesn't want to change mechanics of flying, but mostly the experience. While this might be a tad frightening to some, especially those who are afraid of heights, others will find it fascinating. In the end, it would be a thrilling experience. It's scheduled to be completed in 2050, and the flight itself would be much more entertaining than any movie they could show. It's designed to be a little bit more eco-friendly and can actually absorb the heat from passengers on the seats and convert them to energy, which will help power the plane. The seats in this plane will also massage you, which seems like many of us need that on a flight. The designs are all Photoshop for the moment, but if it all goes well, in about 35 years we might be boarding one of these flights. Number 9. Sikorsky CH-53K King Stallion. This helicopter will be put to use much sooner than our last one, and these could be on the battlefield sometime in 2018. This was designed for the US Marine Corps and is much wider than previous variants of other Sikorsky helicopters. It will be the largest and heaviest aircraft in the US military. Each one of these will cost taxpayers $125 million each, which might make you think someone is ripping us off just a tad. We plan on buying 200 of these, and we put them to a test drive in April 2014, but more modifications need to be made for its lifting capacity to make them more military ready. Hopefully Uncle Sam's credit card won't get declined. These will reach speeds of 196 miles per hour and have room for 37 troops. It's almost like a battle and transport helicopter all mixed into one. Number 8. Laser fighter jets. You ever play laser tag with your friends and wish you were shooting real lasers? This is sort of like that, but much more extreme. The USA appears to be the first country with laser fighter jets, which could begin a generation of air dominance. These lasers will be tested in 2019, and the jets will be able to achieve supersonic speeds. A company called Northrop Grumman is working with the US Air Force in order to get these bad boys into the sky for real. The technology they're seeking is known as directed energy systems. A laser works from directing electricity and light through special glasses or lenses to create a high beam of energy. Some law enforcement agencies use lasers to temporarily blind people, but any laser has the potential to permanently damage someone's eyes. A larger laser will emit enough energy by essentially heating its target. Here in this photo, we see a car that was shot with a laser beam from a mile away. It will be interesting to watch the advancements on this one in the near future. Number 7. Green aviation planes. During a meeting by the International Civil Aviation Organization in October 2016, 191 countries made an agreement to reduce carbon emissions from planes. This means that in order to fly, we need to come up with some new technology in order to reduce greenhouse gases. NASA has been working on some experimental aircraft in order to reduce the fuel used. Here we see a Lockheed Martin hybrid concept using the design of wind tunnels and lightweight materials in order to achieve this goal. This design could essentially become a new type of cargo plane if experiments are successful. This would burn 70% less fuel than the Boeing C-17. Number 6. The Survivor Jet. Can you imagine an airplane that could actually heal itself in mid-flight? This could become a reality in 2014 as scientists and engineers at BAE Systems have released some information on future aircraft technology. Inside these planes contain a lightweight adhesive material that flows through a pattern of carbon nanotubes. So basically, if a wing or something becomes damaged, this fluid is released and patches up the holes. Of course, we don't know exactly what kind of technologies will be released in 2014, but with advancements in 3D printers, this seems to be a reality. Hopefully, this will make flying safer for years to come. Number 5. Motherships. You've probably heard of motherships from sci-fi films where flying saucers are transported by one ginormous spaceship known as the mothership. The US Air Force and NASA have considered something similar to this, and in the future, it's possible there could be things like flying aircraft carriers. Here in this photo, we see an artist's portrayal of a mothership carrying 3 other bomber planes. But this could actually become a reality someday in the future as technology advances. Even in World War II, some bombers carried what was known as a parasite fighter with pilots inside. NASA's Hyper-X project involved planes being held underneath the wings of the Boeing B-52 Stratofortress like you see here. A concept like this could certainly be put to use more often, especially when it comes to drones, since their popularity is increasing. Here in this photo, you see what's known as the DARPA Hydra, which looks like a massive blimp, but is actually carrying drones inside. Number 4. The Double Bubble. When NASA began increasing its urgency to make aircraft more eco-friendly, they didn't just have the military in mind. Most flights are commercial or civilian as well, so they tested some eco-friendly designs with a similar revolutionary engine we mentioned in our number 7 section. The double bubble is the nickname for the twin-hull plane that could save an estimated 2,095 gallons of gasoline on a flight from LA to New York compared to most commercial aircraft in the present. The engine would also be quieter and reduce noise pollution for people who live near airports. Although it might look rather bulky, it proves to be extremely aerodynamic. NASA awarded the group of engineers with $2.9 million recently to build a demonstrator model. It's not currently in the skies yet, but you can bet your money it will someday soon. Number 3. The Megadrone. Is it a plane? Is it a helicopter? No, it's the Megadrone, but somewhat similar to both. This is known as the Joby S2. It takes off like a helicopter, but once it's in the sky, it has the capabilities to fly like an airplane. If somehow we could personally own one of these to get us to work each morning, that'd be awesome. Although you might think it's designed for the military, it could be a personal flying machine. It's powered by a lithium nickel cobalt manganese oxide battery. It has 12 helicopter-like rotors that allow it to propel upwards, but then, once it's at the proper height, you can transform the rotors into wings, so you can glide through the air. This also requires 5 times less as energy than a traditional automobile, and 5 times as fast too. The company Joby hopes that these can sell for a price of $200,000, which is cheaper than some luxury cars out there. Number 2. Supersonic Tank Transporter. While some people might be impressed with little dweeby military drones, in the Federation of Russia, they're focusing on much bigger and much more intense tank transporters. This plane here is known as the Pakta, which is a conceptual aircraft that can carry a payload of 200 tons. The concept design would be theoretically able to reach anywhere in the world within 7 hours at speeds of over 1,200 miles per hour. The Russian Armata tank that Russia recently began using weighs about 48 tons. Imagine about 4 of these bad boys knocking at your front door. Not good. And number 1, flying saucers. Will someday mankind make the proper advancements to travel in a way that's been depicted in sci-fi films over and over? It seems like extraterrestrials have no problem flying in this fashion, so why haven't we figured it out yet? The US and the Canadian government tried making a flying saucer called the Avrocar, but with no success. The main goal of Etnil Stratsma, the mastermind of this design, was not to bring sci-fi to life, but to be more eco-friendly. It was supposed to begin flying in 2013, but mysteriously, there hasn't been any updates on this project since 2007. NASA came up with their own design in 2015, and they'll probably use this for the next decade to disprove UFO sightings. They called it the LDSD and landed it over the Pacific Ocean and used it to drop weather balloons. The second test, however, didn't go so well, and it was shredded when it entered space.